Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. As you can see, today I have a basket of concealers. These are all of my concealers, all in here. And we are going to go through them today and declutter the ones that I do not want to have any longer in my collection. So, without further ado, make sure you hit that subscribe button, click that notification bell. That way you can get notified of all my future uploads, and let's get into it. So, I'm gonna dump them all out. All right. Okay, so first things first, we'll just get this one right out of the way. This is the Revolution Conceal and Hydrate Radiance Concealer with Hyaluronic Acid and Acai. This one's in the shade C2. This one is really nice. I really like this one. It does hydrate very well. I have only used it a few times and I haven't noticed any kind of problem with it. It has a pretty Bigfoot. It has a pretty big doe foot applicator. And that is the shade of C2. Whoa, I think that's a swatch from last night. That's from lipstick. My bad. Anyway, that is what the shade looks like. I definitely use this one as like a highlight under my eyes and everything. And that way I do know that it is pretty hydrating because I have dry under eyes. Well, my whole skin is dry. On my face, so it's really nice to use and everything. So this one I will be keeping. The next one I have is the Glamouflage from Hard Candy. This one is a heavy duty concealer in the shade Fair. I have used this one time and I bought this off of the clearance shelf at Walmart. Ew. Okay, that's gross. You see that? It's watery. Okay, I am going to be decluttering this because I don't want to have to shake things up before I use it. And this is a squeezy tube. I shouldn't have to shake up a squeezy tube. Declutter. 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 We'll put the declutter pile like right up there. And then we'll put the keep pile. Actually, we'll change this. We'll put declutter here, keep here. Okay, so the next one I have is the Charlotte Tilbury Magic Away Liquid Concealer. I have the shade 3. And this one is super annoying. I was just trying to open it. It looks so gross. It's super disgusting. I don't like the applicator. I don't mind that it's this, and this is the color of the shade. I don't mind the like poof on the end, but the fact that it's just the way it is in the packaging, that it gets so dirty right up in here, ugh, it's just so gross. Anyway, I'm almost about done with, as you can see. And so I am going to keep this because I'm not finished with it yet. But I think if you can tell, this shade is quite a bit darker than this shade. And I like to use my concealers to highlight. So I will probably end up repurchasing this one in like a shade 2 or something like that. Because this one's a shade 3. But I will be keeping that for now. All right, the next one I have is the Benefit Boing Cakeless Concealer. This one's in the shade number 5. And I haven't used this, and I will tell you why. It is a doe foot applicator, and that is the color. And that right there is why I won't use it, because I bought it way too dark, as you can tell with the one that I actually use and then the one that I can't use. So that one will be decluttered. The next one I have is the Tarte Shape Tape. This one's in the shade 20B Light. I actually really like this concealer, and it doesn't mess up on me. It's not too cakey. It's got a pretty big doe foot on it. There's the shade right there. I think it's a pretty good, decent shade. I might go a shade lighter the next time that I buy it, because, well, I don't know. It doesn't look too bad. It looks a little yellow, if anything, on camera, but in person, it looks pretty fine. So I probably will stick with this one. But it doesn't cake up on me. It's not too drying. It works really well for me, so I will be keeping. The next one I have is from Juvia's Place. This is in the shade 22. I really like this concealer. It is pretty big. You've got a lot of product in here. It's got a really big doe foot. This is the shade right here. It's a pretty good color match for me for what I use it for. And it doesn't, you know, dry under my eyes, and it doesn't leave behind my wrinkles, and doesn't show them off too bad. And I love this. I'm actually going to be using it today as I'm filming it. I'm not wearing it right now, which is why you don't see me filming it. So, but I am going to keep this. The next one I have is the Maybelline Superstay Full Coverage Under Eye Concealer in the shade Ivory 5. This one has a really small, like, flat doe foot applicator, and it's kind of, I don't know, it feels drying on the skin when I swatch it, so I haven't wanted to use it yet, but maybe I'll give it a little bit of a try and see how I feel about it. So I will go ahead and keep this. The next one I have is the Revolution Pro Ultimate Coverage Crease Proof Concealer in the shade C0.1. And this is a squeezy tube. Looks like this. And the color is, oh my gosh, it's so freaking hard to get out of here. It is absolutely ridiculous. It's super thick. I don't like the formula. I'm trying to like put the cap on, sorry. But it just feels so thick and gross, and I hate it. And it does crease, and I don't like it, period. So goodbye. The next one I have is from NARS. I think this is the Radiant Concealer. This is a mini or a travel size. I'm not sure which one. But this is in the shade Madeline, whichever one that is. Anyway, I use this for spot concealing because this is the shade that I would put on my face for like makeup, like my foundation and everything. And so that is what I use for spot concealing. Anyway, this is a really good concealer. I definitely need to buy a lighter shade for the purposes that I use concealers, mainly. But other than that, it's pretty good for spot concealing. I really wish I could tell you more, but I'm still gonna keep this. So in it goes. Alrighty. Next, I have the Born This Way Multi-Use Sculpting Concealer, and I absolutely love this one as well. I have it in the shade Snow, if you can see that. There we go. And I really like it. It's very hydrating. It's not super thick. It works really well under my eyes. It's right here. And I really, really, really enjoy this concealer. It looks beautiful. I really wish I had this in a full size because that is how much I really like it. I haven't used it up by any means because I have all these concealers, as you can see. but I definitely really like this. I will purchase this in a full size the next time I buy it. Okay, the next concealer I have is from LIMELIFE. This is a MLM, if most of you don't know what this is. And I actually really like this concealer. I will say the foundation I don't like. I did declutter the foundation, but the concealer, on the other hand, this is a wax-based concealer, and it works well under my eyes. It doesn't, it creases a little bit, but I mean, I have a lot of wrinkles under my eyes because I didn't take care of my skin. And so it accentuates it a little, but I really like the concealer because it actually works as a concealer. So I'm going to be keeping that. The next thing I have is this Instant Age Rewind Eraser Multi-Use Concealer from Maybelline in the shade 100 Ivory. And I really, really like this concealer. That is the shade that is 100 Ivory right here. And it looks really good under my skin. It doesn't go into my wrinkles. I think that was the purpose of this, why they said Instant Age Rewind. But I really, really enjoy this concealer. I don't mind the poof. I know some people do, due to hygiene reasons and all of that. But it actually works well for me. I can just dot it under my eyes, then I take a beauty blender and blend it out. I will be keeping. The next item I have is the Laura Mercier Flawless Fusion Ultra Longwear Concealer. This one's in the shade 2W. And the next time that I buy this, I am going to be purchasing a lighter color. It's got a flat doe foot applicator again, and it, ooh, that first one, or that second one is like, ew, it's super oily all over my hand. That's so gross. Okay, I'll put that right there. So that is like a super dark color for me. I can't use that. So I haven't even been able to play with it. Anyway, yeah, so I haven't even been able to play with it because of how dark it is. So I can't tell you either way what it's like. So I will have to repurchase with a lighter color and go from there. The next one I have is this L'Oreal True Match Corrector Cream. And this one's in the shade C1-2 Pale or Fair. I was reading the wrong side. Ha! And it is a squeezy tube. Looks like this. And then this color is, whoa, I did not mean to squeeze all that out. I was so used to the other one. Holy cannoli. Well, anyway, I'm not gonna like put my finger in that, since that's like literally a mountain over there. But that's the shade. And well, maybe I will. I kind of want to swatch that. Oh yeah, okay. Okay, that's kind of dark, so I'm gonna actually pass on that one. Shoot, I forgot that it was like a little bit dark for me. Okay, well, bummer. Wait, I think I put something that I was gonna pass on in here. Ha! There it is. All right. Anyway, let's move right along. The next one I have is the CoverGirl True Blend Undercover Concealer in the shade L150 Porcelain. I really like this concealer. A lot of people say that this is a dupe for something. I cannot remember what the name of the duped formula was. So if you know it, comment below, let me know, because I cannot remember off the top of my head. Anyway, this is a great concealer. It definitely is hydrating, especially under the eyes. It definitely conceals for me. It conceals my dark circles and everything, because I've got a lot of those. It's got a pretty big doe foot applicator, and this is the shade right there. I prefer the lighter shades, as you can tell, because I like to highlight under my eyes, and I am definitely going to be keeping this. This is such a great concealer. If you don't have this in your life and you want some affordable drugstore options, this is the way to go. The next one I have is the Born This Way Naturally Radiant Concealer from Too Faced. This one is in the shade Light, and this one has a doe foot applicator. It is a pretty small doe foot, but that's okay. And this one I actually use for spot concealing because it is a little too dark for me as a highlight concealer. And I really like this one. I can't say too much about whether or not it works well under my eyes because I don't put this one under my eyes as a corrector there. I just use it for spot concealing. So when I repurchase, I will repurchase in a lighter shade. So I will be keeping that. The next one I have is this Milani Conceal and Perfect Longwear Concealer in the shade 105 Ivory Rose. And this one works really well compared to the foundation that I don't like, which you'll find out in a video later on when I'm decluttering foundations. This is the shade right here. I really like how creamy and hydrating this feels under my eyes. It does a really good job. I love it very much. And this is also another great drugstore option for a concealer. So keeping that. The next one I have is from the AOA Studio from Shop Mercier. It's a liquid concealer. This one is in the shade Porcelain. Isn't that cute? It's got a little kitty right there. Anyway, this one is actually really, really good. It's a squeezy tube as well. I'm going to make sure I don't squeeze out the crap out of it so I can actually swatch it for you. It's a little light, but I prefer it to be lighter than darker because I can use it with some of my lighter foundations and then it still will show up. So I am going to go ahead and keep this and see if it'll work for me. If not, I'm going to end up decluttering it because it might be a little too light for me. So that goes in my keep. The next one I have is the Fenty Beauty Pro Filter Instant Retouch Concealer. This one's in the shade 150. I have the foundation, the Pro Filter Matte Foundation. This is the doe foot applicator, and I have it in the same shade, like stupid me. I shouldn't have gotten them both in the same shade, duh. But anyway, that's the concealer right there. And I really like this concealer. It doesn't cake up on me. It doesn't feel really gloopy on the face. It's got a nice finish. I really like this foundation. If you haven't tried the Fenty Beauty, this one out, I definitely suggest it. It's a really good one. The next one I have is the Hey Honey Trick and Treat Concealer. This one's for shade light to medium, and it's another squeezy tube. I actually really dislike squeezy tubes, and I have a lot of squeezy tubes for some reason. I don't know why, but I actually, the last time I used this, it was a little too dark for me, and it also oxidized like crazy, I think, and then also it creased all over my under eyes. So I am actually going to get rid of this one. The next one I have is from Tarte. It is the Creaseless Concealer in the shade 10B, I'm guessing, maybe, right here, if that's what the shade name is. But I used this only one time. This is what the doe foot looks like. It looks like a little angle on one side. This one is a little pink on me right here, but I can make it work. I'm not sure if it creases on me, even though it says creaseless, because I've only used it one time. I have to get more use out of it because there's some things like my foundation. My foundation kind of creases on me as well in certain foundations. So I'm not sure if it's this creasing on me or if it's the foundation creasing on me. So, but I'm going to keep this, and we'll see if it keeps creasing on me. I'm going to declutter. Okay, the next thing I have is the Colourpop Pretty Fresh Hyaluronic Creamy Concealer in the shade Light 40N. And I haven't been able to try this out yet because it is way too dark for me. Yay! I keep getting stuff that's way too dark for me. And I am I'm in the process of buying the, I think it was Light 20N. So we'll see if that one works for me. But for now, this one is actually gonna go because it's too dark for me. Okay, I've got 2 concealers left. The second to last one is the e.l.f. Hydrating Camo Concealer. As you can tell, I love the crap out of this. This is such a good concealer. It is in my project pan. That's what that sticker means. All my project pan items have this on them. And this one is in the shade Fair Beige. I love this. It definitely hydrates my under eyes. It's got a pretty big doe foot applicator on it. It's a nice color match for me. It looks really good. Again, it hydrates my under eyes. It definitely doesn't crease as much as a lot of the other concealers that I've noticed. I just love this concealer. Again, if you are looking for an affordable brand, e.l.f. is a freaking affordable, and you definitely need this in your life. I will be keeping. Okay, now my last one is a controversial one. I saved it for last because of that reason. But this is the Jeffree Star Concealer. I think it's in the shade, C7. And this actually works really well. It's a nice creamy concealer. It's got a weird like hole in the middle of the concealer. And that's what the doe foot looks like. And it's really creamy. It works well under my eyes. It doesn't crease. It's a really, really good concealer. It's right here. And I actually enjoy it. It does dry down a little bit, as much as I don't want it to quickly. So I don't know. If I use it again and it creases really, really bad, I will be decluttering it. And we'll see what I feel, whenever I do a Shop My Stash and I just throw this in there. So for now, I'm keeping this, and I really like this. I'm so obsessed with packaging. This packaging looks amazing. But I don't know how I feel about it, anymore. Not because it's Jeffree Star, because, I don't know if I like it anymore because of the creasing. Because I can't remember it. I didn't really pay attention to my under eyes when I wore this the last time. So, I will be keeping on to this right now, and then we'll go from there. So, here's what I'm keeping. Here's what I'm getting rid of. So that really doesn't seem like I got rid of hardly anything. Let's count. So, I'm getting rid of 7. I'm keeping 17. Actually, you know what? I think I'm going to go ahead and, where is it? I think I'm going to go ahead and declutter this Born This Way. And I'm going to keep my LIMELIFE because I literally just talked myself out of it in my head. Because I threw away the foundation. I'm going to give away the concealer as well. So that makes 9 and 15, I think. Yeah. Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't want to recount. Anyway, yeah, so this is what I'm getting rid of. This is what I'm keeping. And thank you so much for watching. I hope everyone had an enjoyable time watching this concealer declutter. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, click that notification bell so that way you can get notified of all my future uploads. And remember to stay beautiful. Bye.